All right, what's up, guys? Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Boy, do I have a treat for you? Boy, what a hell of a week. Monday market report for the week ending February 16, 2025. I'm excited to jump into this one. A lot of bangers, a lot of big ones. One coin that hadn't sold in a few years, all of a sudden popping out and just like setting a new freaking record like you would not believe. And is this the new normal? I don't know. It's kind of heading there. 2025 has been rather extraordinary for a lot of the higher end collectible coins in today's market. Now, the Monday market report, generally, we talk about the modern age of graded coins. We like to focus on coins from the year 1900 and then all the way up to the most current date, 2025, if that's applicable. So, you could find a coin in this report covering that range, and they're all going to be graded, whether it's like PCGS, NGC, CACG, a lot of the bigger grading companies. This all in a way kind of to help illustrate the market and how it's trending. Some would make the argument that if the modern market is doing really well right now, that you could say the entire market is doing fabulous. It seems to be that this is the best barometer kind of temperature check for the coin market. And this is something I've been doing for a while now, guys. Monday Market Report is the oldest report video on Blue Ridge Silverhound, beating the pocket change variety by a year and a half, somewhere around there. So this one has made its rounds over the course of the last decade. Yeah, you said that. You heard that right, a decade. Is what we're looking at here. So we look forward to jumping in here. Of course, quick little notification, whatnot. We sell on this platform. It's one of the best live social media auction platforms, bar none. They are gaining market share each and every single month. They're gaining thousands of new clients and customers, buyers, sellers, you name it, every single month. It's a great place to buy, sell. Of course, I'm on there as well. If you want to join up, there is an open invite right there in the form of a QR code on the top right corner of the screen. If you join up today using that, I will give you $15 off your first item. All right. And we do these premier US type coin selection shows every Friday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I personally invite each and every single one of you come check things out. And if you're looking to become a seller on the platform, look no further. They are looking for people like you who are incredibly motivated to make this a part of their business. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into this Monday market report. Again, it's a banger. 1995, Lincoln Memorial Cent kind of spearheading the MMR this week. This one in a really delectable Mint State 69 red. Shoot, one grade point away from perfection. Sometimes it'll be just like a little tick mark or something, that'll distract a grader from giving it a perfect 70. There are currently no 70s known for the 95 doubled die obverse, which is what this one is here. But what I can tell you that we're probably counting days before that happens. And when it does, it's going to be quite the big event. There's only been a few modern Lincoln Cents that have ever reached a pinnacle of a 70 grade, which if you guys are not familiar with the Sheldon grading scale, 70 is the top grade. That's it. There's no 71, 72 or anything like that. That's where the rubber meets the road. So this particular one right here, there's going to be coins that will appear to fit perfectly into a registry set, keeping in mind that varieties are in a registry set. It's part of the most complete Lincoln Cent registry when there's proof coins and varieties all one. And the varieties are typically in there are the Cherry Picker's Guide type as well. So this one right here, kicking things off, ended up selling this evening for $1,986.75. A truly magnificent coin. And I'm looking forward to the day where a 70 hits the auction block. The next one that we have here, this is the biggie. This is the big one of the week, 1992 Close AM. also known as the FS901, a premier cherry picker's guide. It's in the Red Book. Everybody who's anyone knows about this coin because it's been talked about all throughout the numismatics universe. You know, whether that's on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You know, you see it all over YouTube. People talk about this one as being one of the big chase coins. If you're an avid roll hunter and you don't have this one high atop your list, then maybe you shouldn't even be roll hunting. That's how important this coin is. But here's the deal. This one came back from PCGS as a Mid-State 63 red-brown. Okay, it looks every bit the red-brownness on this one. It ended up selling for $22,500. That's correct. That's 22500. That's a lot of Gouda wrapped up in that price. And you know, here's kind of the crazy part about this. I did some research. Okay, we would have to go all the way back to 2016, where a Mid-State 64 red brown had went on sale on Great Collections back October 16, 2016 to be exact, where it had sold for $9,295. $9,295 for one that's a grade point higher than the one you're seeing here. However, this one sold for $13,000 more than that one back in 2016. Yeah, I mean, investment appreciation much? I mean, this one is truly a shocker. And we've not seen appreciation at this kind of a record pace. You know, just over the course of the last decade, a coin that hit this kind of money is huge. And it kind of like rewrites things as we know it in the coin world. That, you know, the hobby itself, sure, people see it as a hobby, but not a lot of people, you know, fully understand that there are large kind of like groups of individuals that gauge graphs and markets for such coins. And there's this kind of like distinct fine line between the rarity of the coins and what they sell for. And that's all they do is they just sit there and just they gauge it. And this is one of those prime, like, huge examples of something that, you know, not only did it double in price, it exceeded that to a grander scale, at one point grade lower than that 64 red brown from 2016. This thing is just madcap bonkers. I really don't know how else to describe this one. I think because of the results and what I do know about previous sales, you know, it's not something that we typically see on the appreciation front of coins. I think that now that we know that this is happening, I think we can kind of like, you know, put these coins higher up atop a pedestal, and, you know, just really marvel at what they could be. And this was a 92. You know, if it wasn't for the fact that it's this banging variety that everybody looks for, it would be a nothing coin. You know. So, I mean, they made over 1 billion of these. Actually, a quite a bit more than 1 billion for 1992. But, you know, it's one in just a few rarities that certainly commands all the attention and the respect from the collectors. 1982D, this is a bronze large date. Lincoln Memorial Cent. This one came through an auction this evening with quite a surprising result. This one ended up as a Mid-State 67 plus red. Might we need say more? I mean, it's a very, very, very clean example. 67 plus, I think, looks every bit the part here on this one. Registry set, of course, is the best fit. $2,331 was the final hammer this evening, and would love to see more. You know, we don't see too many 1982s fly across the auction world. Not as many as we expect because of the different variances of composition and date sizes and things like that. Next one that we have here, kind of a fall from grace. Okay, we talked about the 92 a few moments ago. The 62D in 67 red used to be one of those true rarities about 15 years ago, where a lot of these sold for like $5,000 to $7,500. You know, because it was the top date. There were so few of them that ever hit 67. At the time, there was only about 2 or 3 of them. Today, there's a number more than 2 or 3 that exists in the 67 red. But just to give you kind of an idea of how precarious the registry set market is, you know, as we're continuously pumping more coins through the grading services and they come back at these higher grade levels, that has kind of a cavern effect where you know these begin to collapse in pretty big numbers, by the way. Like, let's say for every 6 7 that pops up, you know, take off 25-30% off the value, and then that's kind of where a lot of these coins lie. This one only managed to muster, it does still have a little bit of value, $1,181.25. Again, this is a coin that as recently as 2015 used to be worth about $5,000. It is no longer that today. We had a trifecta, one of each of the PDNS zinc-coated Steelies popping through, and they're all the same grade, all 68, all very blast white, and all quite gorgeous. It's the first one here that is actually from a well-known provenance of various, I guess, rarities in the coin market. Whispering Pines, traditionally known for their Lincoln cent, high-grade specimens. This is where this one popped in at. This one, again, in the 68 grade through PCGS. CAC certified as well. And how about $3,262.50? Keeping in mind that 6.8 is not the top grade for this coin. But, you know, even this one with the CAC certification, it's probably as good as a 68 plus. Here's our Denver friend right here. Again, we had one of each type, also in the 6.8 and CAC certified. This one brought in just a little touch more than the S-Mint at $3,718.12. And then finally, the Philadelphia minted specimen, also in a Mint State 68 and CAC certification. I'm wondering if they all came from the same person. It kind of feels like that. Maybe it's a dissolving of a registry set or something to that effect. But they're all very premium examples. This one sold for $4,224.38 here this evening. It's just great to see all three same grade level. You could kind of decide or choose, you know, which particular coin sells for a little bit more money, and then that way we could all truly understand the rarity at the highest grade levels, being the P-Mint, I guess, kind of taking the lead, seeing as how it's sold for the most amount of money out of the three. And then we have a couple more left over here. We dug deeper into this bucket of nicer early date copper, 1925 Lincoln cent here. Such a beautiful example coming from the roaring 20s. The coins were generally not preserved at the highest state of preservation. These things were used and abused as intended as the Great Depression kind of took its headwind into 1930 and 31. Nobody saved the coins, so finding one that's in this kind of state right here is quite difficult. Even a very common date like a 25. 6.7 plus, full red, CAC certified as well, $7,655.62 for the final sale. And I guess the last Lincoln cent, the last 1 cent denom of the group, how about 23S? Don't let this one fool you. It's a rarity in its own right. It's a coin that traditionally does not show up in Mint State red, and yet we have one here in a 64 red, CAC certified as well. There's not too many of these that grade much higher than a 64 because of quality issues from the mint during that time. Again, we're talking about the 20s. The quality in general during this time period was non-existent. Especially for the Denver and San Francisco mints, respectively. And that's why these are highly coveted in today's market. This particular one sold for $6,384.38. One and done. This one's heading home to a collector. And it's a nice one. 23S. Oh, man, I'm smitten. I wish I had something like this. But at the same time, would you rather have bought, say, 2 St. Gaudens double eagles in lieu of this one? I know, kind of a tough choice because there's a lot of substitutes that you could pull in there. All right, so we're on to nickels. There are a few notables here. 1995D, of course, these later dated nickels are always going to have some sort of desirability in the registry set scene. It doesn't matter what date it is. It could be a 2005 or 2015. If it grades out at the highest level, it will command the most amount of money. So this one here is a Mid-State 67 full stepper by PCGS, and it looks every bit the full steps. It is unbelievably hammered. This one right here sold for $1,181.25. We also have this 1981P, a considerably tougher date to find with a nice strike, as again the planchet quality was not too good on these, and they weren't good until about 1986. That's where things began to improve. So 1981, especially coins where you thought the luster would be good but really isn't, kind of became a butt of a joke, for the decade. So this particular one right here, even in the 67 full stepper, did pop in a pretty good number at $3,150 this week. And that's kind of par for the course for such examples where we don't see too many of these with full steps and above average quality luster. And proof coins also, you gotta be careful here. There are certain dates that are true rarities. How about this 55 right here in a proof 69 deep cameo, one grade point away from perfection. Wish I could see it. It's just not going to be today. But 69, no slouch either. This is a rarity, mostly in due part to the deep cameo designation, which is the frosty texturing all across any of the raised devices you see on the coin. Okay, it's offset by the beautiful dark black, kind of like black ice fields on these things. It's the best combination so far on a collectible coin that was made and intended for collectors. This is what you hope and long to see every time a proof set was released during the 50s. It just did not happen. So this one right here in a 69 DCAM sold for $3,487.50. Very, very, very stunning example. Easy to see why this one's on the list. The color, it's insane, It might appear a little bit on the dark side, but this one has a full spectrum of color that just cannot be ignored. And guess what? No full steps. Not even remotely close. I'm glad NGC saw that. Although I would be shocked if they did put full steps, because obviously it's not even close to that. But the toning really wins the day here. And that's why this one got a 68 star. The star denotes eye appeal on any coin. And traditionally that's going to be things like toning. That's going to be what that is. So, what say you here? How about $2,025 for the Super Mega Toner Jefferson Nickel? Again, this is a silver wartime era and very popular 5-year kind of like date range to collect into. One Buffalo Nickel, we gotta throw into 24D. Man, talk about one of your rare dates within the series, and especially one in mid-state condition. This one is a 65 plus CAC certified, and PCGS really did this one a favor. It's a beauty. Very well struck. You just don't see that from mid-20s buffaloes. And oftentimes they're going to suffer in the luster department a good deal. This one just shows a little bit better flash than some of the others I've seen here recently. So if you really wanted this one, you're really big into Buffalo nickels, and you have to have a mid-state example of this tough date, you're going to shell out some big bucks. This one ended up selling tonight for $5,112. And that price can get a lot more crazier just depending on the numerical grade. If the grade goes up, the price goes up. Pretty simple. We got a few dimes. A pair of 1970s. Now this one right here, ladies and gents, keep an eye out on in your proof sets, because there are some that were made that had no S mint mark, and they're supposed to. The regular ones are supposed to have an S mint mark on the coin. This one has the no S variety. One of a few very well-known missing mint mark coins. This one came back as a Proof 68 Ultra Cameo through NGC, and it sold for $1,912.50. The next one that we have here is a business strike coin. You can see the difference between the previous and this one. So our 1970D friend right here, nice grade, mid-state 67 full bands, registry set. I mean, that's pretty easy to see. And, dimes have been getting, especially Roosevelt's, have been getting a little bit more attention lately due to the announcement of the redesign for 2026. So, with that being said, this particular one sold for $3,150 this evening. One of the huge standouts for a coin that traditionally doesn't sell for that kind of price. But now we could say that we did see one, and we all witnessed it here this evening. But I saw this. I'm like, wow, we skipped a bunch of Mercury dimes. I could have put like 10 Mercury dimes on here, but I saw this one. I'm like, okay, yeah, we know what we're going to put on here. A 1906 New Orleans Barber dime. This one, I mean, yeah, we know why this one's here, right? It's a no-brainer. It's the color. Color is the name of the game. And, the popularity is never going to waver one bit in the toning market. And especially for some of the more unique examples, like, these Barber dimes and, some of the other coins pop up here and there. Barber half dollars is another big one with color. They fetch a pretty penny. But this one, guys, huge payday here, $25,884. But I don't want to dismiss the fact, aside from the beautiful toning, it's a 67 plus. CAC certified. This is a truly crazy investment coin right here. So some investment guru guy will see this and find it for their client, and it's going to be like one of the best investments that you could possibly ever think of. High top end grade, the color, the CAC, man, it's the best mix of everything that you could hope for. We're going to end things off here on 4 quarters, okay? $1 worth of coin, and then the MMR is done, ladies and gents. How about this well-known variety, 1950 S over D? It's one of the premier over mint marks, especially in the Washington Quarter Series. This one came with a mid-state 65 plus grade to it. If you like blast white coins, this is the one for you. This one sold for $1,125. Okay, not too bad. The middle of the road grade, kind of helps support the price here. We also had a 36S, again, probably here because of the toning, but the NGC 67 plus is also a nice added bonus here. The photography didn't really, do this one a lot of justice. I feel like that if the lighting were a certain way on this coin, that it probably would have been a lot more impressive. This one sold for $1,441.12. A pretty nice one. It probably might have undersold because it is also a very tough date. The Standing Liberty quarters, my goodness. We're going to throw two big, absolutely gigantic Greyhound bus sized Standing Liberty quarters heading your way. Starting out with 29S, which the date in itself, pretty tough. Pretty tough at higher grades, of course, but overall, it's a relatively common date if you just needed a decent coin. 29S's, are less desirable than the Denver Mint Mark, versions of the same date. However, who could argue with a Mint-State 67 full head, CAC certed up to wazoo, beauty. This is a true beauty here. $14,062.50. Who would have thought that that kind of coin would amass a price tag so heavenly until we take a look at 1919. All right. A very, very nice semi-key, very tough date. Not one that, consistently comes out in the marketplace at grades so lofty that that gives you a nosebleed. 67 plus full head is huge. It's not every day we see this. It could very well be another 2-3 years before we see this coin in this grade level ever again. But now, tonight's the night for this. And it's a great way to end off the Monday Market Report. Again, it was such a highlight banger of a smoke show that you would not believe. So, with that being said, $27,607.50. The biggie of the week and the big deal. So, thank you guys again for tuning in. Information provided is for educational use only. Blech. Not financial advice. Please collect and or grade your coins responsibly as always. And that's going to go ahead and wrap things up here for this one this evening. Some huge, wild, swingy gains on a few of the coins. And, if the market is truly heading that way, as we might expect, and, things are going to be looking good. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You won't want to miss any more of the Market Report videos. 2025 is going to be a banner year all across the board. I want you guys to be front and center to all of the information that heads your way. You guys take care. I'm your host, Sean. Have a great week, and I'll see you on the next coin video. So long, guys.